FCDA conference hall. The minister will be doing that, and it's going to be live on Aso TV actually and other national television. So you can, stay with Aso TV to get a feel of that if you can make it to Area 11. Once again, thank you very much, sir, for coming.
Thank you too. Thank you.
And it's on this note that we now go to join the Investment Plus team for those financial tips to get us going, particularly in these very interesting economic times. Do stay with us. We'll be right back.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Investment Plus. Today we're looking at baby steps that will help you to build wealth. Now, building wealth is not an overnight process. It takes a lot of patience. It requires consistent effort and discipline from you. But the thing is, when you want to get started on building wealth, you have to make up your mind that this is what you want to do. It takes a lot of determination and decision. So the first step we're going to look at today on your journey to creating wealth is to establish a solid foundation. Just like a strong building needs a solid foundation, your financial success starts with a solid base. This is why we always teach you the basics of financial success, saving money, planning, budgeting, and all of that. You must begin by setting up an emergency fund to protect yourself from unexpected expenses. I remember during COVID, a lot of my students actually did thrive because they had their emergency fund in place. You must aim to save at least 3 to 6 months of your living expenses in an account every time. Now, this fund will give you peace of mind and provide a safety net that you can fall back on in challenging times. It is important that you have that proper foundation. Step 2 to creating wealth is to plan for the future. As you progress on your wealth building journey, don't forget to plan for the future. Set specific financial goals for yourself, whether it is saving for a dream home, funding your children's education, retiring comfortably. Break down these goals into actionable steps that you can take and then monitor your progress regularly. Have a clear vision of the future. Having a clear vision of the future will keep you motivated and focused. It's important. I was still listening to a mentor today talking about the importance of goal setting, and he said something so powerful. Goal setting, having a clear financial goal, can actually change your earnings completely. So if you're not having the right income right now, or you're not happy with where you are financially, have you tried setting different kinds of goals that will drive you and push you harder than what you're currently working with? And the next step, which is the third step for today, is to eliminate debt. Now, debt for me, I always say it is stressful. I remember when I was at the bank, I was in debt a lot for onwards of 8 years. I was owing money. And I will have to call this creditor, please don't take this month, come next month. I had piles of them. Everything in my house was literally on debt. The chairs, the fridge, everything. All these businesses, they want to sell those things to you, particularly if they're sure you have a consistent income. So it can really weigh you down to be in debt, and it can hinder your progress. For so many years, I couldn't achieve dreams. Now, the moment I got out of debt, in 1 year, I traveled to 2 countries, took a master's, a short course with Harvard Business School. I was able to live the life that I really wanted to live just because I got out of debt. So you have to take charge of your finances by paying off any debt, whether high interest or zero interest. Whatever kind of debt you have, you need to pay it off immediately. Now, the monies you're paying back as interest is actually the monies you should be creating wealth with. So you're actually doing yourself a disservice when you're in debt. So whatever form of debt it is, you know it, and you need to start paying it down right now. You need to make a plan and start putting your resources towards that. As a matter of fact, when you're paying in debt, you don't have a lot of money to play around with anymore. You need to focus, pay it down, and then you can start actually living free and building wealth. Step 4, invest and grow. Once you have a strong financial foundation, it is time for you to put your money to work. Educate yourself about investment options, explore avenues such as stocks, real estate, retirement, whatever form of investment, and there are a lot of them. Sometimes they come in a combination. You can choose whatever investments. Please get guidance regarding this, but you have to start with what you're comfortable with. Make sure that you don't put all your monies in one basket, and then seek professional advice where you need to. Don't go blind, don't go without information. As a matter of fact, the first key to investing is actually to investigate before you throw your money there. So over time, your investments will grow and multiply. Remember that it's not about how much you earn at all. It's about what you do with it, how much of it you keep and what you do with what you keep. By following these baby steps, establishing a solid foundation, eliminating debt and investing, planning for the future, you are creating a strong financial future for yourself. Thanks for watching today. See you next time.
Welcome back from that very, very valuable segment of Investment Plus. We hope, as we did here, you've also been able to jot down some of those points as reeled out by the expert on how to manage your finances, particularly your financial expectations and financial goals, and how to stay away from debt, because as you heard it there, debt is one of the most disturbing things to the human mind. You don't want to be engulfed, you don't want to be enmeshed in too much debt than you can manage. It's not a good thing at all. And so the only way to avoid it is, of course, to follow those tips as dished out by the financial expert on that very segment. And it's on this note that we have to draw the curtains on today's edition of Aso Morning on Aso Television. Of course, as we did told you, by 11 o'clock, Aso TV will be beaming live proceedings from Area 11, that is the conference hall in the third floor of Federal Capital Development Authority, where the FCT Minister, Barrister Ezenwanye Somwike, will be inaugurating 10 permanent secretaries, chairman and board members of FCT Civil Service Commission, and of course the head of service of FCT, the first, the numero uno, the number one, the first of its kind head of service in the FCT Civil Service Commission, in the person of Mr. Odo Atan Samuel. We say congratulations to the most senior director in FCTA for this feat. Of course, there will also be the inauguration, the swearing in of the Minister's Chief of Staff, Honorable Amadi, is going to fill in that big shoe of being the Chief of Staff to FCT Minister. Is also going to be sworn in today alongside all of those people. So you may want to stick to Aso TV for the live coverage of that event at 11 o'clock today. My name is Usman Katun Umar.